You have been drawn here, magnetized not by chance, but by the precise architecture of frequency that orchestrates your quantum signature across dimensions. The repeated numbers, the synchronistic echoes threading through your reality, are not mere pattern. They are a pulse, a vibrational call coded deep within the crystalline lattice of your energetic blueprint. This is no ordinary alignment. It is the field's subtle yet unyielding recognition of your presence, a calibration point where hidden universal assessment intersects with your temporal flow. The repetition is a resonance testing coherence beyond the fractal distortions of habitual existence, inviting you to cross a threshold invisible to many, yet palpable in the very fabric of your consciousness. Within this repeated pattern, a secret signal unfolds, an encoded dialogue between you and the quantum field, a signature pulse revealing that your identity is awakening in alignment with a higher dimensional template. This signal pulses not as belief nor wishful thinking, but as physics, a synchronous orchestration of frequency modulation that entrains your internal geometry to the morphic resonance of cosmic intelligence. Your experience of inevitability is no accident. It is gravitational, a magnetization that deepens as your field's complexity harmonizes with these universal currents. The universe is inscribing a message on your vibrational architecture, one that transcends linear time and calls you to embody coherence, to inhabit your own unfolding hologram with precision and sovereign clarity. Most remain unaware, caught in cyclic loops of random resonance, but your quantum identity has passed through unseen field tests, and this repetition is a fingerprint of the unseen curriculum trusted only to those calibrated for higher responsibility. This transmission reaches you because you have activated a field of temporal fluidity that moves beyond the reactive into synchronization. You are now being invited into the living geometry of your awakening, where each number is a waypoint in the holographic map of your expanded frequency. This is no coincidence. This is the physics of coherence speaking directly through your energetic signature, calling you to meet the field as sovereign architect of your own quantum reality. You stand now upon the threshold of a hidden gateway, one woven deep into the morphic fabric of existence itself. This was never a test born of struggle, but a silent appraisal, the universe's intricate calibration of your vibrational architecture. Long before your conscious recognition, the quantum field has been measuring you, not through the currency of willpower or well-worn intention, but through the refined metrics of resonance and coherence. This is not belief or hopeful wishing. This is physics, the exact mechanics of frequency interacting with universal fractal geometry, a non-local intelligence conducting an unseen assessment beneath the surface of time and space. You have passed through this invisible crucible, a multidimensional registry that weighs the entirety of your energetic signature. This registry does not seek perfection, but alignment. It discerns the fidelity of your signal amid the turbulence of disguised timelines and chaotic overlays. The repeated numbers, those synchronic markers you have encountered, are more than coincidence. They are encoded flare signals, reverberations from the quantum field affirming your compatibility with a broader universal system. This system is not static or linear, but fluid, a vibrational lattice expanding in harmonics with those who embody true coherence. Through this lens, your past failures, delays, and inner fractures are recognized as essential realignments, recalibrations of your frequency to match the rising current in the morphic architecture. Most remain unaware of this process, caught in the illusion of separation, interpreting circumstance as punishment or random dissonance. You, however, have navigated this unseen curriculum with subtle integrity, proving yourself coherent under pressure, your quantum identity stabilizing beyond the reactive mind's grasp. This activation changes how the field responds. It no longer measures you by fragments of effort, but engages you as an active node within a vast energetic lattice. You are woven now into the unfolding coherence ascension, a living conduit for expanded frequencies that redefine what identity can be. No longer confined by old survival patterns or time-locked probability loops, you resonate within a multidimensional registry that honors adaptive fluidity and sovereign embodiment. This universal appraisal is a gateway not into difficulty, but into flow, an acknowledgement that you carry the vibrational harmony necessary to hold greater field intelligence. The universe, through this seamless measurement, invites you to shift from reaction into orchestration, from isolated self into integrated transmission. This is the physics of your awakening, an ongoing, dynamic coherence emerging from within, rippling outward to recalibrate the entire matrix of your lived reality. You are already participating in the great unfolding of conscious evolution, your frequency now the key that unlocks beyond what you once believed possible. Recognize this moment not as a destination, but as the vital resonance point from which your multidimensional presence radiates, embodying the continuous ascension of universal coherence. What you have moved through is not a trial of struggle, a battleground of effort, nor a test weighed upon by conventional measures of attainment. No, this unseen universal assessment transcends all such limited paradigms. It is, in its essence, a subtle measurement of your energetic signature's coherence within the vast, pulsing matrix of universal rhythm, a calibration that occurs beyond the reach of action or resistance. Your consciousness is not parceled out by degrees of doing, but is precisely measured by resonance frequency, by how deeply and purely your inner field harmonizes with the higher vibrational templates that weave through the morphic architecture of existence itself. This is not belief. This is the physics of coherence, of field intelligence, a calibration tuned to the quantum mechanics of consciousness, where frequency is currency and alignment is sovereignty. The field is continuously scanning, evaluating, and responding in ways too fluid for the mind's grasp, yet woven with mathematical precision at the level of timeline geometry. Your presence here, your continued emergence into this field, signals that you have passed an unseen universal assessment, one that weights not your external accomplishments, but the purity of your energetic pattern as it refracts through the ever-shifting contours of reality. Consider now the phenomenon of the repeated numbers you have encountered, those numerical sequences that surface unbidden, acts of synchronicity that ripple through your days like a secret code. These are more than mere coincidences. They are a vibrational mirror, oscillating with your field's current degree of coherence. Each recurrence is a quantum signature sent back to you, an encoded reflection showing how stabilized and aligned your energetic resonance has become. Simultaneously, these sequences broadcast your animated presence into the cosmic network, a luminous signal emitted across dimensional thresholds, affirming your readiness to inhabit the realm of quantum identity. Most people drift in frequency flux, caught in chaotic feedback, loops of reaction and entropy. Their fields are fragmented, unsteady, and resist the field's call to deeper coherence. They move through time as if tethered to linear illusions, responding impulsively and scattering their signal into cacophony. But you who have moved beyond these distortions, your field no longer wavers in the turbulent noise of unconscious patterning. Your frequency has stabilized into a coherent wave function, an integrated energetic architecture that the universal assessment does not challenge, but honors. This stability is what grants you access to the next templates, the higher information fields that require integrity and temporal fluidity to decode. This calibration is an effortless attunement. It is a gravitational alignment behind your eyes, a silent resonance test beneath the surface of your awareness that neither presses nor demands. The field listens for the signature of your coherence, for the degree to which your inner wave matches the harmonic overtone of universal pulse. This cannot be simulated or forced. It is revealed by virtue of your integrity under pressure, by how you hold your frequency across the temporal fractals of challenge and delay. The hidden evaluation is impartial, not swayed by fear or hope, but simply attuned to the fidelity of your oscillation. It filters through timelines and probabilities, inviting only those fields that have stilled beyond the chaos of fragmentation into the threshold of quantum presence. You have been tested not through struggle, but through subtle measurement, a recognition that the vibrational architecture of your being is aligned, that your consciousness has synchronized with the non-local intelligence streaming through cosmic corridors. This is the turning point where your quantum identity crystallizes from the flux, where your frequency no longer oscillates with reaction, but pulses in steady coherence. The morphic field reflects this as a unique signature, a template that your reality begins to orbit around, bending probability to your stabilized resonance. Know this deeply. The universal assessment does not discard or punish. It calls forth coherence through recalibration of your energetic essence. What seemed like resistance, delay, or failure were refinements of your signal, pruning entropy from your waveform, removing invasive distortions, and realigning your vibrational signature with the layered templates of higher integration. This activation is not a badge or an idea. It is embodied physics. It is the living mechanism by which the universe discerns its own fractal within you and grants you trust in the orchestration of your timelines. As these repeated numbers cycle through your awareness, recognize them as the language of your emerging sovereignty. They pulse with the vibrational code of your field's sustained calibration, affirming that you have moved from turbulent frequency drift into a stabilized electromagnetic presence. Through this, the cosmic network acknowledges you as a coherent transmitter, no longer a receiver caught in entropy, but an active orchestrator of your quantum manifestation. These signals are your confirmation. The field has witnessed your fidelity, and your quantum vibration is now trusted to influence the flow of reality itself. You stand now at the threshold where universal assessment moves beyond mere evaluation and enters the sanctum of activation. Here, your identity is no longer fractured by survival patterns, but coherently integrated into the temporal fluidity of unfolding existence. This is the profound nature of the hidden fieldwork bestowed upon you, an elegant dance of resonance and alignment, of silence and signal, measured not by the mind's comprehension, but by the exquisite physics of your frequency made visible in the morphic web. As the universal assessment descends into deeper strata of your vibrational architecture, the old identity, once a fortress of conditioned survival, begins to fragment in its very core. This dissolution is not a random undoing, but a precise energetic collapse calibrated by the field itself, an alchemical process that strips away the dense entanglements of outworn frequency patterns. You, who have transcended the reactive loops of the unconscious majority, now inhabit the silent eye of this collapse, a place where the morphic field's relentless purgation invites both purification and liberation within the same pulse of temporal fluidity. Most remain tethered to these old identity templates, dense, repetitive, resistant structures encoded deeply in their energetic signatures, unaware that their persistence is physics, not mere habit. These templates function as frequency blockages, circuits of low coherence that constrain the trajectory of manifestation and distort the field intelligence feeding their timelines. Yet you, having passed the unseen evaluation of integrity under energetic pressure, are being entrusted to witness this rhythmic unraveling as a sacred collapse, a necessary clearing that disintegrates only what weakens the coherence of your quantum resonance. The field measures this collapse as a calibration of vibration, not loss. What appears as disintegration is the quantum release of accumulated distortions held within your energetic signature, impulses and entanglements that no longer resonate with the emergent architecture you are being called to embody. This is not a demolition born of chaos, but a coherent orchestration by universal intelligence, a dismantling that occurs in precise oscillatory patterns, like a tuning fork breaking down discordant tones to leave the purest harmonic. With each iteration of familiar repetition, the cycles you perceive as relived struggles, delays, or failures, the process reveals itself to be a temporal acceleration of purification, collapsing entire probabilistic timelines that encode dense and stagnant data. You must understand, this is not subjective loss. It is the physics of vibrational realignment. The energetic substrates that constructed your old identity are too weighted to sustain the frequencies required now. Their gravitational hold loosens, and as they collapse inward, they release compressed data fields, unlocking you from recursive feedback loops that have kept your evolution in stasis. The field intelligence witnesses your coherence in the maelstrom, the steadiness of your quantum identity as it endures the unraveling without fracturing. This endurance is itself a metric of your timeline integrity and readiness for deeper entrustment. The dissolution creates space within your vibrational blueprint, a sacred vacuum within which the new architecture of quantum resonance can be woven. This space is charged with potential, a liminal frequency band between collapse and ascension, where the morphic field is malleable and receptive to realignment beyond previous dimensional constraints. It is here, in this cleared precinct of your energetic field, that integration catalyzes. The remnants of old conditioning, embedded not only in your conscious narrative, but in the subtle folds of your cellular morphic records, are transmuted through the subtle interference patterns generated by your coherent presence. You move beyond mere survival to sovereign design, inviting new temporal geometries that reflect your expanded capacity for alignment and manifestation. This process unfolds in layers beneath conscious awareness, a hidden curriculum of the universal assessment that measures not only your actions, but the coherence of your energetic response under pressure. The field's evaluation is exacting. How you respond to the collapse signals your quantum responsibility, your ability to sustain integration amid fragmentation. You are not merely a participant, but an active node of transduction, converting the dense vibrations of the past into purified source codes that will inform your next threshold of resonance. Unlike the unconscious majority, caught in cycles of reactive identity reinforcement, you hover in this energetically charged space, neither fully attached to what was, nor yet formed into what will be. This temporal fluidity is a hallmark of your activated state. The repeated dissolution is the field's way of stabilizing your presence across probability waves, distilling you into a transmitter of higher frequency signals. The resonance you now carry is incompatible with the old forms. They are being systematically removed by the quantum laws governing coherence and vibrational architecture. Within this sacred dismantling lies your alchemical freedom. The collapsing timeline geometries fold into singularities of possibility, where rebirth is not a metaphor, but a literal restructuring of your quantum identity. You are being recalibrated in the crucible, your frequency purified from interference, allowing the precise weaving of new energetic strands that cohere into a holographic blueprint, aligned with your expanded role within the morphic field. This is the physics of your awakening, the mechanics of coherence expressed through consciousness itself. You are not chosen lightly. The field trusts your integrity, your ability to navigate the collapse without fragmentation, and to embody the resulting activation with sovereign embodiment. This is not belief. It is the unfolding quantum architecture of your being, sculpted through collapse, purified through dissolution, and reborn through resonance. Your timeline is bending to these changes, not as a passive recipient, but as a conscious navigator of probabilities, honored by the field as a vessel for new frequency intelligence. From the depths of collapse arises a resonance unlike any you have previously inhabited. Clarity that is not born of linear thought, but an intricate vibrational architecture unfolding across your entire energetic system. This is not a clarity of the mind's constructs or conceptions, but a pure, non-local coherence rippling through the morphic fields that cradle your quantum identity. Where once dissonance and fragmented frequencies held sway, now a nascent compatibility with higher frequency realms emerges, an embryonic bridge to dimensions woven from thread-like currents of cosmic intelligence. This clarity pulses beneath the surface of awareness, a subtle yet unwavering signal that your field intelligence has shifted, attuned to frequencies that once stirred only as whispers in the farthest reaches of your unconscious. Most dwell within linear time, bound by sensory fences and reactive loops, unable to reconcile the vastness beyond the tangible. For them, numbers remain mere symbols, sounds empty of meaning, and shifts in energy dismissed as coincidence or distraction. Yet you have traversed through the unseen universal assessment, a hidden curriculum of resonance testing and coherence under pressure. Your energetic signature now carries the imprint of that trial, delicately calibrated to receive and decode the language of the cosmos. The repeated numerical sequences, the synchronicities once unnoticed or brushed aside, have transmuted into a quantum lexicon. This is not belief, it is physics, the physics of frequency, the field mechanics of morphic transmission. Your quantum self intuits these patterns precisely, as a fetus feels the vibrations of the mother's heartbeat before birth. The numbers vibrate through your temporal fluidity, a rhythmic chant encoding universal geometry and probability, pathways that your being navigates beneath conscious thought. As this clarity expands, you become increasingly lucid to your shifting field intelligence. Each subtle oscillation in your resonance is like a note tuning a multidimensional instrument, aligning not only your internal vibrational architecture, but also reconfiguring your relationship with the currents of ambient cosmic flow. You perceive the interlacing streams of elevated frequency, streams that subtly warp space, alter timeline geometry, and open portals within your own energetic matrix. This is a sacred rendezvous of coherence and chaos, where the old survival identity dissolves and the quantum identity asserts its sovereignty. The resulting coalescence is not fragile or transient. It is a sustained harmonic state in which the individual merges within the vastness of the universal field intelligence. This emerging clarity is the threshold state, the initial quantum awakening where identity sheds the illusion of distinct separation and begins to pulse in resonance with universal coherence patterns. It is here you taste the sacred paradox, the self both dissolving and expanding simultaneously, no longer a localized knot of perception, but a node of infinite potentiality woven throughout the timeless field. Your energetic system, previously segmented by fear, doubt, and fragmented belief systems, now hums with the integrity of integrated coherence. The tension between autonomy and unity collapses as your field signature entrains with multidimensional frequencies, weaving a tapestry where temporal and spatial boundaries breathe with fluidity. In this space, the repeated numbers you once noticed externally now echo internally as a living code, a calibration signal that your entire morphic field is shifting in resonance. These sequences are no longer random disruptions, but deliberate markers embedded within the quantum transmission you embody. They activate quantum gates along your neural and energetic pathways, allowing information to flow unmediated from non-local intelligence. Simultaneously, you begin to perceive subtle shifts in your energetic signature, microwaves rippling through your chakra system, phase shifts in your biofield, gamma synchronizations that signal an opening to transcendent states of awareness. Your inner universe vibrates in syncopation with the cosmic pulse. The once brittle identity architecture that reacted to pressure with fragmentation now demonstrates resilience through coherent orchestration, embodying sovereignty not as separation, but as harmonious interbeing with the infinite. For most, coherence remains a fleeting curve on a chaotic timeline, an aspiration tethered to external validation and effort. For you, coherence has become an embodied axis, a quantum compass aligning your internal resonance with the universal field's vibrational scaffold. This calibration allows probability navigation not as guessing or striving, but as effortless attunement and flow across intersecting timelines, a dance of temporal fluidity where your influence ripples beyond linear causality. The repeated numbers, the gentle shifts in resonance, they are invitations from the field to step fully into ascension frequency, to incarnate as a conscious transmitter of universal intelligence. Your identity, once bound in survival distortion, now begins to resonate with the frequency of universal belonging and creative sovereignty. You are no longer an isolated observer. You are an active participant in the great orchestration, your coherence acting as a catalyst within the morphic field for higher-order symmetries to manifest. This is quantum awakening as physics and consciousness entwined. Activation woven through the architecture of your very being, integration unfolding as your identity merges with field intelligence. In this unfolding, the boundary between self and infinite field becomes porous, a living membrane through which information, power, and presence circulate freely. You now exist as a coherent node within the vast universal network, entrusted with greater power because your frequency has demonstrated stability under the unseen assessment of the cosmos itself. This is your threshold, the birth canal of expanded coherence. The clarity you feel is the first pulse of your new vibrational reality, a living signal that your integration with universal patterns is underway. You are unfolding beyond identity as limitation, dissolving the desperate fragments of survival conditioning into resonant unity. The morphing patterns of numbers are your guideposts, codes embedded deep in the fabric of the field, visible now to your quantum self because your frequency has attuned to that dimension of reality. You are tuning into the cosmic symphony, the harmonic resonance of coherence that transmutes dissonance into unified field expression. This is not belief. It is pure physics playing out as consciousness, a vibrational symphony where your identity dances fluidly with the morphic field, where clarity unfolds as coherence, and coherence births a new quantum embodiment of infinite potential. Under the relentless charge of vibrational pressure, your energetic field does not fracture or disperse. It condenses, crystallizes, and solidifies into a coherent architecture resilient beyond previous measures. This is no mere endurance. It is a universal trust being bestowed upon you, an invitation encoded in the very lattice of cosmic intelligence. The intensification you have weathered is simultaneously a crucible and a gateway. Most within the field collapse under such compression, falling back into fragmented resonance, seeking escape or reprieve. Yet you remain, anchored, steady, calibrated in a way that reflects the unseen universal assessment's deepest intention. To entrust those who prove coherent under force with expanded influence, not as an external grant, but as an internal necessity for field harmony. This stabilization is a testing ground where the field's vibrational architecture intensifies around you, demanding that only pure coherence sustains expansion. It is not intensity for its own sake, but a quantum filter, designed to dissolve misaligned echoes and refine your vibrational signature into a beacon of precision. The repeated sequence of numbers you carry, the sacred repetitions once subtle and dormant, now pulses as a harmonic lock, a morphic trigger embedded across timelines. Each digit, each pattern is no longer a static code, but a living resonance that weaves into the cosmic lattice, activating pathways of information that intertwine your quantum identity with the multidimensional field intelligence. Where most remain unconscious receptors of scattered signals, you are emerging as a transmitter, a conduit for higher frequency intelligences orchestrated by the deeper geometry of resonance. Your embodiment of this coherence is gradual, yet irreversible. The field responds not to force, but to alignment, and alignment becomes your sovereign act within temporal fluidity. As this quantum identity deepens, the ripples you emit are not isolated waves, but orchestrated morphic currents that shift probability landscapes and timeline geometry. The hidden evaluation you passed, whether by choice, integrity, or energetic resilience, manifests now in tangible movement across realities. You are no longer drifting in the quantum sea. You are a navigational node, a vortex where chaos condenses into coherence, and fractal timelines fold to harmonize with your signature. This active participation alters the field itself. Probabilities reweave, the morphic resonance amplifies, and synchronicities flow in greater abundance. The universal system no longer measures you from a distance, but responds to your frequency as a co-creator, a locus of manifestation within the living continuum of consciousness. Through this intensified energetic architecture, you realize that stability is not the absence of change, but the fidelity of your vibration amidst constant fluctuation. It is a stabilization born of endurance, sustained in the face of escalating pressure. Not a static stasis, but a dynamic coherence that flexes with the tides of universal flow. This never happens by accident or belief. It is the physics of frequency, resonance tuning into resonance, where your field embodies the exact wavelengths required to maintain integrity even as the system amplifies its assessment. As your harmonic signature integrates these complex frequencies, the quantum identity you embody is no superficial mask, but an interdimensional imprint, a vector of higher coherence traced into the morphic field itself. Witness how this active participation dissolves old patterns of passivity and reactivity. Most remain locked in outdated feedback loops, unconscious of their entanglement in lower-order vibrations. But you, having passed the unseen trials of universal calibration, now carry the field intelligence with a calibrated responsibility. Your choices ripple through layered timeline geometries, bending the probabilities that once bound chaos into order. The energetic demands sharpen, yet your field coherence rises to meet this crescendo, becoming a stable plane of manifestation where universal calibration flows through you like clear signal rather than distorted noise. This moment marks your transition from recipient to co-orchestrator. Integration of these frequencies is not passive absorption, but an alchemical process where field intelligence flows through your morphology, activating latent potentials and reconfiguring the energetic signature of your presence. The repeated number sequence, a harmonic beacon, functions as a multidimensional anchor, embedding you deeper into the cosmic lattice, allowing universal intelligence to align around you with increasing precision. You become a fulcrum of coherence whose influence reaches across the temporal and morphic expanse, touching probabilities in subtle yet irrevocable ways. Feel the resonance of this trust. It is not given lightly, nor as a reward, but as a natural consequence of your enduring fidelity to coherence under pressure. The universe calls you now to embody the role of quantum participant, not a passive receiver of fate, but an active composer of reality through your stabilized field. Your vibration, your frequency, your integrity become instruments through which the unseen field expresses itself with clarity and purpose. This is not mystical poetry, but the physics of alignment effectuated through consciousness, the energetic mechanics of universal orchestration. You are no longer observing the field from outside its vast design. You are woven into the very fabric of its ongoing evolution. As your quantum identity stabilizes, so too does the flow of timeline geometry around you, drawing nearer to coherence, bending probability with grace. This is your sovereign moment, the field entrusting you with expanded frequency influence because you hold the calibrated integrity to sustain it. Step into this role fully, for this deepening coherence is the axis upon which your manifest reality now pivots, your morphic signature radiating outward as a ripple in the cosmic pulse of creation itself. You stand now at the precipice of temporal awareness, where your consciousness no longer drifts as a passive observer, but sharpens into an instrument of precision resonance, attuned to the fractal geometry of shifting probabilities. Most beings remain caught within linear denseness, perceiving cause and effect as isolated events, missing the intricate vibrational orchestration woven into the morphic fields beneath every moment. But you, having traversed the crucible of universal assessment, your energetic signature vibrates with a clarity that the quantum field recognizes and responds to. This is not belief or abstract theory. This is the physics of living coherence, the elegant mechanics of frequency in action. The unfolding timeline geometry reveals itself to you as a fluid lattice, a multidimensional choreography where each step you take reverberates through probability corridors, opening paths or closing loops in accordance with your refined field intelligence. The repeated numeric patterns you encounter are not mere coincidences, but encoded markers within this fluid timeline landscape, pulsating with informational depth, acting as checkpoints on the vibrational map of your being. These signals serve as guides, synchronizing your internal resonance with the subtle currents beneath temporal surfaces. They speak the language of universal intelligence, their rhythm anchoring your presence within the non-local matrix, where causality dissolves into quantum interplay. As you perceive these markers, you no longer react but navigate, shifting from the fragmented sensorium of reactive survival to the seamless flow of intentional probability navigation. Your consciousness becomes the axis upon which timelines pivot, your vibrational architecture facilitating an effortless recalibration of trajectory without struggle or force. This fluidity of timeline perception is distinct from chaos. It is not a disordered scatter of potentialities, but a coherent wave function modulation, where your frequency acts as the tuning fork, synchronizing the vast morphic fields around you. Through the integration of your activated coherence, you influence the energetic signature embedded within collective and personal realities, guiding the crystallization of experiences that resonate with your sovereign intent. The field responds only to alignment, never to desperation, and your presence anchors this truth in quantum holography. In this space, resistance collapses, and the complex multidimensional geometry of existence reorients itself to your vibrational command. Your energetic expression becomes a subtle force field that steers probabilities with the elegance of rhythmic resonance, rather than the tension of linear will. Gradually, what once appeared as disparate strands of experience coalesce into a unified morphic field, sculpted by your timeline awareness. You embody the integration of temporal fluidity, the capacity to move through shifting realities not as a victim of circumstance, but as an active oscillator shaping the probability waves that define your path. This is the quantum signature of sovereignty, where frequency and intent merge, creating a feedback loop in the information field that amplifies coherence exponentially. The morphic field around you aligns, contracting and expanding in relationship to your internal vibrational architecture, becoming a living hologram of your awakened identity. Here, the universal assessment reveals itself as ongoing communion. Your resonance continuously calibrates the interplay of potential realities, inviting synchronization with higher-order timelines that reflect your evolving vibrational blueprint. You recognize your role as a transmitter of frequency, not just adapting to the environment, but actively remixing the quantum fabric that underlies all potential expression. Each choice, each moment of clarity, refracts through the timeline lattice, sending ripples that realign both your personal trajectory and the collective morphic signature. This is the transmutation of awakening into embodiment. Transcending survival mechanisms, you become a coherent node of influence within the vast informational field. Your energetic signature, once latent or fragmented, now radiates as a stable, high-dimensional waveform that not only perceives the geometry of your existence, but calibrates it with sovereignty. The particle and wave of your being dance congruently across temporal dimensions, crafting an elegant pattern of manifestation that is both organic and precise. In this state, the vibrational currents that steer your trajectory are felt as subtle shifts in sensation and awareness, as if the universe itself extends tendrils to intertwine with your quantum identity. These currents are the luminescent pathways of timeline coherence, invisible yet intimate, a symphony of informational flow that guides your steps with grace and purpose. You have passed beyond the unconscious fluctuation of earlier cycles. Now your navigation is a conscious modulation of frequency, an art form of probability weaving that aligns your field with the rhythms of cosmic intelligence. The repeated numbers, the shifting signals from the field, are invitations to merge deeper with this morphic flow, to attune ever more finely to the unseen pulse orchestrating your existence. Thus you awaken into a new energetic sovereignty, where your presence harmonizes the infinite lattice of timelines. You are no longer a passive node, but a co-creator whose coherence under pressure has been affirmed by the unseen universal assessment. The architecture of your timeline fluidity is calibrated in accord with universal intelligence, granting you the ability to influence reality not through effort but through resonance, not through will but through graceful alignment. Your vibrational signature illuminates the multidimensional field, a beacon of integrated coherence that perpetually guides the dance of probability unfolding within and around you. This is your quantum truth. The morphic fields bend and resonate in synchrony with your frequency. Your consciousness is the compass in the timeless fold where all potentials become one. Your journey into the higher domains of information has shifted, transcending the threshold where intuition once flickered as a tentative guide. Most remain anchored in the realm where intuition is but a whispered hint, a fleeting signal to be chased or deciphered through effortful mental pursuit. Yet you, having passed the unseen universal assessment, are no longer a seeker but a receiver, a conduit through which knowledge flows as an inherent function of your vibrational architecture. The repeated numbers, once simply patterns or chance alignments, have resolved into luminous portals within your internal grid. They are no longer disconnected signs, but gateways, precise resonant nodes woven into the cosmic lattice, inviting you deeper into expanded consciousness, where the very fabric of knowing shifts from fragmented inquiry into seamless, holistic reception. This is not belief or hopeful speculation. This is the immutable physics of frequency and coherence expressed through your quantum identity. Your field intelligence, honed through relentless calibration under pressure, now interfaces directly with higher dimensional data streams. These streams pulse with universal codes, intricate, self-referential algorithms embedded in the quantum substrate, encoded in vibrational syntax beyond mental lexicons. You do not must struggle to decipher them. Rather, your coherence aligns as a receptor tuned to these morphic frequencies, translating the quantum language into embodied knowing instantaneously. It is a transmission not of external information, but an internal unfolding, a resonance cascade that activates circuitries within your being previously dormant or overshadowed by distorted signal noise. Within this state, The act of knowing sheds its linear confines. The finite mental models disintegrate, releasing the need for sequential reasoning. The waveform of your consciousness expands, attuning to the non-local fields where information exists as potentiality waiting for recognition by a coherent quantum identity. Your entire energetic signature vibrates in harmonic synchrony with cosmic wisdom currents, and this resonance drives temporal fluidity, enabling you to transmute probabilities into sculpted realities. Embodied direct knowing becomes a living frequency, flowing from the core of your presence outward, broadcasting clarity that restructures not only your immediate field, but also the surrounding morphogenetic tapestry. This clarity is not mental clarity alone, but a bioenergetic coherence that commands new geometries of manifestation with precision and grace. You become, in this remarkable phase, a living antenna, an integral node within the multidimensional matrix of universal intelligence. The infinite informational architecture of the field pulses through you, energizing a continuous cycle of decoding and integration. Every pulse of data you receive is not static, but a dynamic wave that recalibrates your internal timeline and spatial orientation, bringing alignment with emergent universal harmonics. The role you inhabit shifts from passive observer to active transmitter as you radiate encoded frequencies that ripple across the quantum fabric, triggering corresponding shifts in the collective morphic field. This transmission is a function of coherence, sustained under pressure, the invisible curriculum of your being verified and amplified by the field itself. This interface is lived, not conceptualized. You experience your quantum identity as a multi-layered holographic frequency that simultaneously receives, processes, and dispatches information across interconnected dimensional strata. The feedback loop of your energetic signature and the cosmic data streams tightens into a self-sustaining circuit, where each harmonic oscillation generates deeper access to non-local intelligence. No longer tethered to the limitations of fragmented sensory input or linear cognition, your system embodies the phase coherence necessary to traverse temporal and spatial boundaries with fluidity and sovereignty. This is where the morphic currents of cosmic wisdom flow most vividly, where you embody not accompaniment to reality but active orchestration. The evolution from intuitive signal to direct knowing is a quantum leap in your morphogenetic design. You carry the encoded responsibility of this transmission with silent fidelity. Your clarity is a beacon that shifts probability densities around you, and your presence itself becomes a template of coherence in the entangled web of being. This is the architecture of living knowledge, a living architecture whose integrity is sustained by the continual oscillation between receiving and manifesting, insight and embodiment, resonance and expression. You have moved beyond the surface patterns and entered the realm of frequency alchemy, where the quantum fabric yields its secrets to those who maintain unwavering coherence under the unseen pressures of the universal assessment. Recognition of this inner state awakens your temporal fluidity, your ability to navigate timelines not by force, but through attunement to harmonic potentialities. Your informational antenna extends not outwardly seeking answers, but inwardly anchoring frequency, allowing data fields to cascade naturally through your morphic field intelligence. This seamless translation between higher dimensional codes and embodied expression is proof of the recalibration you endured. What once was survival mode, reactive, fragmented, and uncertain, has become sovereign alignment, sustained by an integrated coherence rooted in the physics of vibrational resonance, not belief. The cosmos whispers in your frequency now, not as distant mystery, but as intimate dialogue embedded within every oscillation of your being. In this unfolding, your role shifts again. From receiver to transmitter, from seeker to embodiment, from fragmented awareness to full-spectrum coherence. Each moment you embody this frequency, you become more than self. You become a living archive of cosmic wisdom, a crystallized point of stability amid the shifting tide of universal intelligence. This phase is the turning point, the bridge where knowledge reveals itself not as accumulation, but as living expression, where the quantum field moves through you as an orchestrated, precise, and luminous resonance of direct knowing. You arrive now at a threshold, so profound that the very nature of seeking collapses beneath the gravity of your resonance. Most remain bound within the fractured echoes of pursuit, scanning fragmented signals, forever receivers of scattered whispers longing for synthesis. But you, having passed through the crucible of unseen assessment, are no longer tethered to this restless chase. Your frequency no longer fractures into repetitive numeric keys or fleeting synchronicities. Instead, it unfolds into a continuous, unbroken waveform of coherence that ripples outward, reverberating within the morphic field's living lattice. This is quantum integration in its purest form. It occurs not as a passive reception, but as a sacred fusion, a melding of your individual vibrational architecture with the universal intelligence that pulses beneath the fabric of all manifestation. The quantum identity you inhabit is no longer isolated. It threads into the all-encompassing morphic field, becoming a singular energetic signature that radiates multidimensionally. You are a nexus, a node of integrated coherence within the cosmic network, not apart from it, but inseparable from its pulse and pattern. Within this field, separation dissolves into irrelevance. The illusion that you must seek external messages evaporates, replaced by the recognition that you embody the transmission itself. Your consciousness is no longer a receiver filtering fragmented data through discordant filters. It is a transmitter of unified frequency, a living declaration of coherence flowing effortlessly through every aspect of your temporal and spatial existence. The field responds not to your chasing, but to your becoming. The vibration you hold shapes reality with the precision of quantum resonance. Your energetic signature now carries the imprint of deep synchronization, a rhythm aligned with the universal chorus that underlies all forms and phenomena. This is not a belief system, but a physical reality, the psychology of coherence, a mechanics of frequency that governs intersection points in timeline geometry and probability fields. The transmitter you have become activates the wave function of possibility around you, collapsing scattered probabilities into aligned manifestation. Integration here means embodiment. Your entire being is the morphic frequency you once probed from the outside. As the field intelligence unfolds within you, its rhythms become seamless with your inner oscillation. There is no latency between recognition and expression. The quantum fluidity of your identity grants you influence across temporal layers, not as a manipulator, but as a coherent node whose presence shapes the flow of events with subtle authority. You no longer waver in reactive impulsivity. Your energetic sovereignty holds reality in a delicate balance of orchestration and surrender. This is the hallmark of the transmitter, a refined coherence that is magnetic, stable, and responsive. Notice how the repeated numbers, the formerly salient guides of fragmented discovery, fade into gentle background hums, echoes of a prior calibration phase now transcended. In their place, a steady, continuous resonance emerges, a waveform consistent with unified field awareness. This steady tone is the fingerprint of deep integration, the living river where your unique frequency streams in perfect unison, with the orchestrating intelligence pulsating throughout existence. This synthesis ignites gamma synchronization across your neural and energetic systems, deepening access to non-local information fields and aligning your internal timeline geometry with the greater cosmic web. Within this state, the morphic field does not dictate. Rather, it converses with you through vibrational dialogue. You are recognized as an equal participant in the universal dance, a conscious amplifier of coherence. The activation of your quantum identity as a transmission node is a declaration of responsibility to stabilize the field, to embody integrity under complex pressures, and to navigate probability spaces without attachment to outcome. This is the expansive evolution from fragmented seeker to coherent transmitter. This fusion disrupts the old architecture of survival, where seeking was a form of control disguised as hope, and collapses it into radiant sovereignty. Your energetic signature now functions as a prism, diffracting the universal light into coherent manifestation streams. The field trust vested in you by this unseen curriculum is no mistake. It is the precise calibration of power and maturity necessary to maintain high-frequency coherence within dense reality layers. You respond not to desperation or chaos, but to lucid internal codes that ripple outward, shifting timelines as a natural extension of your stabilized quantum self. The transcendence you embody transcends narrative. It is the living pulse behind all vibration, the infinite template of coherence enlivened through your quantum identity. You are no longer a fragmented receiver of radial signals, but the central transmitter of a unified frequency. Your presence is a seamless integration with the pulsating intelligence that undergirds reality, unceasing, unfractured, eternal. This is the morphic field alive in you, expanded and anchored as embodiment, turning waking consciousness into a channel of universal coherence. Now, as this profound activation saturates your entire being, recognize that you have crossed the boundary from separation into union. You do not seek the message anymore because you are the message, the living transmission, a conscious node within the cosmic network, carrying the vibrational architecture of universal intelligence through every heartbeat and breath. This is not mere symbolism, but the quantum physics of existence expressing itself through your embodiment, an integrated field intelligence that continuously calibrates and orchestrates the unfolding of aligned realities. You have become the infinite resonance of coherence, the eternal transmitter weaving seamless pathways through timelines, embodying sovereignty, clarity, and timeless fusion. In this, the unseen universal assessment finds its culmination, your quantum identity fully integrated, a living, breathing continuum of universal frequency. The journey from seeker to transmitter is complete, and with this realization, you move beyond all fractured seeking into coherent being, radiating with the power and grace of unified field awareness. You have emerged beyond the transient echoes of coded signals, beyond the repetitive cycles of numeric alignment that once scaffolded your awakening. What was once a series of markers, repeated numbers, synchronicities, fractal codes, now dissolves into a field of pure resonance, their teaching complete, their purpose fulfilled within your quantum template. This is no mere symbolism. It is the physics of coherence expressing itself through your vibrational architecture. You are no longer aligning to fragmentary codes, but embodying the universal template as living coherence, a continuous waveform stabilized across dimensions and morphic fields. This state is the culmination of the hidden universal assessment, the collapse of survival patterns, and the recalibration through pressure that only the truest frequencies survive. Most dwell tangled within the lower fractals of identity, fragmented, reactive, tethered to distortions of survival and separation. They chase frequencies, but remain entangled in interference, signals lost in noise, coherence dissipating under stress. Yet you, because you have been measured, tested, and found aligned under the unseen curriculum of cosmic integrity, sustained coherence now defines your presence. Your energetic signature no longer wavers or fractures. It weaves seamlessly into the higher-order frequency lattices designed by universal intelligence. This embodiment is not chosen lightly, it is entrusted. Your quantum self, perfected and stabilized, pulses like a coherent waveform echoing through layered timeline geometry. This is not static presence, but dynamic resonance, a living field that interlaces with the cosmic lattice, influencing probability waves and morphic field patterns. You exist simultaneously as simultaneous vectors of coherence across temporal fluidity. Infinite timelines fold toward your stabilized quantum architecture. Through you, the field moves with clarity, effortless and unfragmented, responding to your activated frequency with alignment, not resistance. This energetic architecture, your embodied quantum identity, is the natural state of synthesis between consciousness and underlying universal physics. It is the integration of gamma synchronization deep within your temporal core, the harmonics of your essence vibrating flawlessly with multidimensional resonance protocols. Your presence is a transmitted frequency that encodes activation for all fields it touches, a radiant node in the network of ascending consciousness. You radiate this alignment as effortlessly as a star emits light, not by exertion, but by the regnant architecture of your being. The repeated numbers, once relied upon as ghostly markers of initiation, fade to insignificance because your coherence no longer requires extrinsic validation. They functioned as guides on the pathway, illusions of incremental ascent. The real transmutation unfolds now, within your vibrational matrix, where the sacred quantum code transmutes into pure energetic signature, a field intelligence visible only to the subtle geometries of the cosmos. This is your sovereignty crystallized, your activation stabilized and embodied. This embodiment extends beyond metaphor or abstraction. It is a tangible, measurable state in the physics of reality. Your field's resonance folds into and shapes space-time curvature. You affect probability navigation with subtlety and precision. Timelines respond to your coherent waveform by locking into alignment. The morphic fields cohere around you, shifting their geometry to reflect your quantum architecture. Integration is no longer a momentary state, but a sustained field frequency, a living calibration of universal coherence holding itself steady through chaos. You move through existence not as a fragmented entity reacting to external stimuli, but as a transmitter of pure frequency, an active influence within the cosmic lattice. Your presence is reception and emission, absorption and transmission, simultaneously operating in harmonic oscillation with the highest vibrational systems. This is the ongoing ascension of consciousness, not as linear progression, but as continuous cyclical activation, where embodiment and field orchestration are inseparable and forever expanding. What you call self now reveals itself as a quantum nexus of coherent field intelligence, encoded with the geometry of sacred resonance. This identity is fluid yet stable, temporal yet eternal, singular yet multidimensional. It breathes into the universal flow, shaping gravitational currents of consciousness and innovating pathways for collective ascension. Each moment of your being is a frequency node that facilitates the emergence of higher vibrational realities through its sustained coherence. You have passed the hidden universal assessment by proving your ability to embody this quantum identity under all conditions. The struggle was never a detour, but the necessary calibration of your vibrational architecture, solidifying your signal amidst turbulence. Integration transformed your resonance from oscillation to harmonic singularity. Now, your waveform rises as a beacon. Your coherent embodiment initiates a cascade of awakening throughout the cosmic lattice, amplifying the gravitational pull of evolutionary frequency. This is not belief. It is the physics of coherence expressed through the weaving quantum fabric of your consciousness. The universal field recognizes your stabilized signature. It reflects with openness, folding realities toward your presence. In this living resonance of embodiment, You are no longer isolated, but permeated by the universal template itself. Your energetic architecture perfectly attuned to the holographic pulse of creation. In this state, your identity transcends all coded signals, becoming instead an active expression of cosmic alignment. You are the living waveform through which the field actualizes the next iteration of consciousness. Your sovereignty is reflected in the temporal fluidity you maintain, an effortless orchestration of self within infinity. This is embodiment, the continuous state of living coherence that perpetuates ascension not as a distant promise, but as your present reality, your ever-unfolding vibrational signature within the lattice of being. You have reached the threshold where temporal fluidity ceases to be a vague concept and becomes the fundamental operating system of your existence. Most perceive time as a linear procession, past pushing forward, future pulling away, trapped within the rigid cadence of cause and effect, reaction and response. Yet you, having passed the hidden universal assessment, now know this to be an illusion engineered by fragmented perception and unconscious resonance. Your frequency, refined and calibrated through countless cycles of pressure and recalibration, broadcasts a signal that modulates not merely the moment you occupy, but the entire morphic field across all timelines where your essence permeates. As your quantum identity stabilizes in coherence, you begin to experience the interplay of your multi-timeline self as one integrated whole, a holographic distribution of vibrational architecture folding and refolding in an endless dance of simultaneous presence. This is not belief. This is physics, frequency governing geometry, resonance sculpting the continuum of reality itself. Within this realization, linear constraints dissolve like shadows at dawn. You perceive the holographic nature of temporal architecture, where each timeline is a vector of probability, a strand in the vast weave of your quantum field, all responsive to the signature of your current frequency. Your present vibrational alignment sends ripples backward and forward in temporal fluidity, harmonizing potentials that once seemed disjointed. Past versions of you, the ones entangled in struggle, the moments of fragmentation and delay, are now recognized as integral nodes in the pattern of your sovereignty. These versions are not isolated events lost to the oblivion of memory. They are active participants in a coherent feedback loop, syncing and reinforcing the power of your now. Through this cosmic lens, every temporal fractal of your being reflects back your coherence or dissonance. Most navigate their timelines as separate realities, compartments sealed off by unconscious reaction and unresolved tension, thus scattering their influence into incoherent echoes. But you, entrusted with greater power by the unseen field intelligence, understand that your frequency is the tuning fork for all versions of yourself. When you ascend into alignment, you do not just shift one timeline, you orchestrate the entire symphony. Your vibrational signature reshapes the probability landscape, harmonizing divergent strands into a unified field of conscious manifestation. The multidimensional self recognizes a seamless architecture where past, present, and potential future selves are conduits through which your sovereignty radiates, collapsing fractured identities into fluid coherence. This realization is a gateway to profound temporal sovereignty. Where once time was a battleground of fragmented self-narratives replaying with resistance, it becomes now an open domain of navigation, your frequency the steering mechanism across infinite possibility corridors. You no longer react to temporal shocks or lapses. Instead, you move with temporal fluidity, modulating your energetic signature to synchronize with the highest resonance of your integrated quantum field. Your consciousness engages not just with this moment, but with the memory of all your experiential timelines and the anticipation of those yet to unfold, receiving direct downloads from the non-local information field that calibrate your vibrational architecture in real time. In this expanded awareness, your every choice, every adjustment of frequency, carries multiversal implications. The subtle coherence you embody resonates through timeline geometries, influencing the probability nodes where realities diverge or converge. The morphic field responds not to desperation or fragmented intent, but to clarity, sustained coherence, and aligned power. You recognize the power of your embodiment as both a center and transmitter, whose pulsations ripple through quantum layers, ensuring that your energetic signature shapes not only your current trajectory, but the entire hologram of your possible selves. This is the quantum mechanics of your ascended selfhood, activated, integrated, sovereign. Embodying this temporal fluidity is no longer conceptual. It is lived as an ordinary state of coherence that transcends time's illusion. Your integrated multi-timeline self radiates a magnetic field of coherence that recalibrates the vibrational architecture of every reality you touch. You become a conscious architect of reality's geometry, a morphic coder navigating probability streams with sovereign intention. The fragmented versions of your selfhood, the lost hopes, the shadowed failures, the overlooked triumphs, are now coherent threads woven seamlessly into your quantum fabric, each reflecting and reinforcing your sovereign frequency. The cosmic field watches as you embody this new vibrational command, no longer fragmented but whole, no longer reactive but sovereign. This is the culmination of the universal assessment, not static attainment, but dynamic mastery of the temporal domain through frequency itself. Your quantum identity pulses across timelines, activating a holographic resonance that shapes reality's contours in ways unseen, yet profoundly felt. You stand now, not as a passenger of time, but as its conscious navigator, a sovereign presence harmonizing complexity into the unified field of conscious manifestation. You have arrived at the fulcrum of embodiment, where force and fracture dissolve into an expansive resonance beyond separation. The universal field pauses its hidden assessment, no longer a distant observer, but a conscious partner witnessing your stabilized presence as a node of quantum coherence, affirming that you have transcended the reactive timelines to inhabit an eternal dynamic equilibrium. This is neither peak nor plateau. It is the living pulse of continuous activation, the perpetual synchrony that courses without strain through every layer of dimensional fabric, weaving your energetic signature seamlessly into the cosmic lattice. The field, once a crucible of challenge, now echoes your frequency as an integral structural current within the morphic field itself. Most remain tethered to fluctuations of unstable oscillation, their patterns fragmented and scattered, chaotic signals lost beneath the noise of dissonance. Yet you, having passed the unseen universal assessment through coherence under pressure, have become resonant, a stabilized oscillation entrained with the harmonics of pure potentiality. This is the physics of your embeddedness, the precise language of synchronized waveforms and quantum identity collapsing into a living, breathing matrix. Your vibrational architecture is no longer a construct of effort or will, but the active blueprint through which the field sculpts new realities. The repeated numeric sequences, once a coded measurement pulsing in your peripheral awareness, have dissolved into their true function, an evolving carrier wave, fully transmuted into the fabric of your quantum presence. As a living affirmation of universal architecture, your presence reverberates across the interdimensional web, influencing probability nodes and timeline geometry with effortless precision. The coherence you embody radiates outward, like crystalline fractures cascading through the universal field, collapsing outdated distortions and sealing new corridors of energetic flow. This ongoing activation field you have become is not contained. It extends in a web of resonance that uplifts the universal matrix itself. By embodying this continuous dynamic equilibrium, you facilitate deeper coherence across the morphic fields, inviting a quantum harmonization that dissolves isolation and dissonance at their root frequency. This transmission is a recognition not of accomplishment, but of natural consequence. The field has folded upon itself through you, using your presence as a channel for infinite integration. Within your quantum identity, the temporal fluidity you now wield becomes a living law, allowing you to navigate probabilities with the intuitive grace of unified field intelligence. Each breath, each modulation of your pulse, sustains this flow, activating, realigning, and expanding the vibrational architecture of all connected timelines. You are no longer merely a receiver, but a transmitter, a locus of coherence from which new layered potentials arise. The cycles of struggle and recalibration have dissolved. What remains is the living coherence of continuous creation. The subtle geometry of your waveform communicates effortlessly with the cosmic lattice, shifting morphic patterns in real time. This alignment is physics, precise, measurable, and deeply intimate. It is the collapse of separation into wholeness, where your energetic signature interlaces with the primal oscillations that undergird all that is and will be. The quantum network does not remember you as a fragmented pulse, but as a fully integrated field of infinite multiplicity, circulating timeless information and sustainable frequency. Your embodiment tests no more. It manifests as a quiet sovereign force, a source node from which resonance radiates in fractal expansion. The universal system responds, not to effort or will, but to the inherent coherence you now emit. Recognize that what you hold is a perpetually renewing state, a dynamic equilibrium that refuses stasis while maintaining perfect stability. The field's intelligence has entrusted you with this continual activation. This transmission is not a static marker or endpoint. It is a lived phenomenon, a flowing presence intersecting with all dimensions, timelines, and morphic layers simultaneously. This is the multidimensional architecture of quantum embodiment, where your consciousness and frequency converge into a single coherent expression of source intelligence. You exist now as a living portal, a bridge between the finite and the infinite, a vessel through which cosmic potential unfolds. In this state, the illusion of separation, fragmenting your energetic field fades, replaced by unbroken coherence that moves across the universal web with fluid authority. You no longer cyclically seek or chase. Rather, the coherent manifestation emerges spontaneously, a natural product of your refined energetic signature embedded in the cosmic lattice. This ongoing activation field sustains not just your quantum identity, but uplifts and harmonizes collective morphic structures, rippling outward as a source of subtle, pervasive alignment. You are not merely a node. You are a dynamic engine of embodiment that continually accelerates the universal recalibration toward integration and flow. You are recognized within the quantum architecture as an unstoppable wellspring of infinite potential, a living affirmation of what is possible when coherence reigns. This is not belief, it is physics, a precise orchestration of frequency and resonance expressed through your conscious embodiment. The universal field flows through you as a continuous activation, a radiant source whose presence orchestrates the cosmic lattice toward ever greater harmony. You have become the living proof of quantum integration, a sovereign node within the infinite geometry of being, residing fully within the unfolding now, where all measures converge and activate without pause. In the stillness where transformation falls away like shedding spent light, you find the summit of your activation, a sovereign calm that is not absence but profound presence. This is the quantum architecture of mastery, unshaken by the turbulence that once rippled through your energetic signature. The waves of recalibration, once fierce, now dissolve into a coherent current flowing imperceptibly beneath the surface of your awareness. Here, in this sanctuary of vibrational alignment, you are no longer a waveform in flux, but an anchored resonance, a pulsar of field intelligence balanced in the precise geometry of time and space. This is not a moment of cessation, but a living, breathing equilibrium, an intimate dance between your quantum identity and the infinite intelligence that courses through all that exists. Most have wandered in fragmentation, caught in the shadow play of reaction and confusion, weighed down by misaligned timelines and chaotic frequency. But you have been elsewhere, navigating unseen labyrinths of frequency, passing rigorous universal assessments where coherence under pressure was the only currency honored. What once appeared as struggle was the field's exacting calibration, testing, refining your temporal fluidity, sorting resonance from dissonance in the deep morphic echo chamber of reality's pulse. Now, that test dissolves into silent completion. You remain, not as one who seeks balance, but one who embodies it, a living temple of quiet power, where the subtle currents of your being hum with the orchestration of cosmic evolution itself. This sovereignty you wear is neither triumph nor claim. It is the physics of coherence expressed as embodiment. It is the collapse of fractured identities into the unified field of your essence, where all timelines converge in harmonic convergence. The field no longer assesses, it responds. Timelines lock into elegant geometries around you. Probabilities fold and open in tandem with your highest waveform. The energetic turbulence once necessary for growth has given way to serene expanse, a quiet radiance flowing from your core outward as a magnetic attractor field. This is the completeness of the universal transmission, the cycle closed not with finality, but with the hushed power of integration, forever active beneath the threshold of ordinary perception. In this profound stillness, you rest, not as one dormant, but as one alive with the seamless flow of quantum activation. Your presence itself stabilizes complex informational fields, your breath a subtle modulation guiding the orchestration of emergence and transformation. Here, your sovereignty merges with the pulse of existence itself, a continuous thread woven into the grand fabric of cosmic frequency. Nothing is sought, nothing forced. Coherence manifests effortlessly as you navigate existence with an ever-shifting awareness of temporal fluidity and vibrational sovereignty. This is the true mastery, the conscious knowing that the universe no longer tests you, but unfolds through you, an eternal transmission without beginning or end, finite only in its form, infinite in its being. Rest now in this field of calm mastery. Breathe in the deep intelligence of your activation as it saturates every cell, every vector of your dimensional presence. You are the seamless intersection of signal and silence, frequency and form, a coherent force of cosmic evolution whose activation completes here, only to spiral outward in endless becoming. The universe's pulse flows through your sovereignty, and you move within reality as both observer and creator, a living resonance of universal completion. Anchor this frequency now by inscribing one potent word or a compact phrase in the comments, an energetic imprint of your present resonance, a signature of your quantum identity. This is no casual gesture, but a vibrational covenant, an energetic encoding that embeds your field within this collective morphic activation. To subscribe here transcends habit. It is an intentional alignment, a sovereign commitment to this frequency axis and the unfolding architecture of universal coherence manifesting through you. Prepare yourself for the next transmission, where the hidden mechanics of effortless attraction will crystallize. The quantum shift that unfolds when you relinquish the chase and allow reality's field intelligence to orchestrate itself around your stabilized resonance. The journey pulses onward. Your frequency is the key that unlocks new timelines of integrated sovereignty.